Today is part 2 of our top 10 bullpen pitchers in MLB The Show 21, or we can call it the updated version since we do have new bullpen pitchers to use in MLB The Show 21 compared to what we had when we made our first video. I think we made that first video within like the first few weeks of the game dropping. So now we're heading into July. We have a lot more diamonds. We may even do more videos closer to the end of the year, kind of like looking back and seeing who the best cards were. But right now, if you're looking for bullpen pitchers, this video is for you. And at the end of the video, I'll show you guys who I'm using in my bullpen, who I've liked using, and who's doing well for me. But I asked you guys on Twitter, who are your top 5 bullpen pitchers? You gave me yours, so I put together a list that I think is gonna help out everyone, and I think we got someone that's unanimous at number 1. So once we get there, let me know if you agree with the list. If I miss anyone that you like better, let me know in the comments down below. But let's get started with number 10. Number 10 on our top 10 is a 92 overall diamond Adam Wainwright, who was in the headliners pack. Right now you can only get him in the market at 17,500 stubs or 14,200 sell now, or in a standard show pack. Here are his attributes. Some attributes that do pop out on this card is the Ks per 9 at 117. He's got 99 break, velos at 88, hits per 9 at 94, but the 5 pitch mix and an overhand kind of throwing motion with Adam Wainwright. You've got the sinker, curveball, cutter, 4-seam fastball, and changeup. You hear me talk about sinker, cutter, and typically a slider, but a sinker, cutter, changeup kind of mix there on Adam Wainwright is very, very good. For me, personally, he's at a 106 whip with a 3.04 ERA, 23.2 innings pitched so far. I typically throw Adam Wainwright in there when we're up by like 2 or 3 runs in a ranked seasons game. Then we feel pretty inclined using Adam Wainwright, and I feel great. I feel great throwing Adam Wainwright in those situations there too. But number 10, Adam Wainwright. Number 9 on the list is 91 overall John Franco, who was actually in the game for a while now since he was a collection for the Mets Live Series. So if you collect the Mets Live Series collection, you get this 91 John Franco. And honestly, he's been in my bullpen for a while, since I unlocked the Mets. And he's still in there. I'm still using him. Still very, very good. He is locked, though, by that Mets collection. So if you want this John Franco, you have to finish up the Mets collection, which should not be too expensive at all. Here are his attributes. Lefty, has a 5 pitch mix. He's got a screwball, sinker, slider, 4-seam, and circle change. So, I mean, you can mess with a lot of your opponents with this John Franco card, especially if you're starting out with a Garrett Crochet, someone that throws fire, and then you throw in John Franco in the mid innings. Like, I mean, that differential in those speeds can really mess with your opponents. So far this year, he's got a .87 whip for me. Very, very good whip. ERA is a little inflated at 3.55, but that whip, though, there's not a lot of hits on this John Franco. 12.2 innings pitched, and we've also got 17 total strikeouts. So I like him. I like using him, and I think a lot of other people like using him too. Number 8 is 92 Eric Gagne. You can get him by finishing up the Dodgers Live Series. So a little bit harder to get this Eric Gagne compared to the other guys on this list, since he is locked behind Bellinger and all those other diamonds that the Dodgers do have. So a little bit more expensive to get this Eric Gagne, but always have been a pretty dominant card to use in MLB The Show 21. 4-seamer, Vulcan change, curveball, and slider. 125 Ks per 9, so a maxed out Ks per 9 on this card. 95 hits per 9, so I mean, you're gonna do really, really well with this card. This was on a lot of you guys, those that I asked on Twitter. He was on a lot of your top 5s, but he does make it into the number 8 spot because I feel that we have other cards in here that deserve to be in that top 5 for a good reason. In the number 7 spot, we've got 86 overall Live Series Diamond Aroldis Chapman. You can get him in the community market for about 25K. Otherwise, if you get him in the daily login, sweet, or in a show pack. If you're lucky, you get a diamond pull and it's Aroldis Chapman. He's got that wild delivery. Everyone knows how Aroldis Chapman throws. He's got that wild delivery. Always a dominant pitcher in MLB The Show 21. But he only does have a Live Series card this year. 4-seamer, slider, sinker, splitter, all very, very good. If you see his hits per 9, Ks per 9 at 109 there, he usually gets an inside edge. right? He usually gets an inside edge, and this time today specifically he gets a +8 on that. So that's one thing that Live Series has an advantage on, is that they can get that inside edge. With that said, that brings this card up to actually an 89 overall. 99 velo, 90 break, very good card. Number 6 is your June Daily Diamond, 93 overall, ZACK Britton. So it says that his sinker only goes up to 95 miles per hour, but if you go into his quirks, he actually has Outlier 1. And if you've already used this card, you do know that his sinker can reach 100 miles per hour, and that's just nasty. So a sinker, slider, and then 4-seamer and 2-seam fastball. So 3 fastballs on this ZACK Britton. But when you're mixing in that slider and that sinker at 100 miles per hour, this card is absolutely dominant. 110 hits per 9, 99 Ks per 9, really good attributes. 99 velo and 99 break. The only way to get this card is in those June Daily Moments programs. So if you forgot to do your daily moments, you might not be able to get this card until closer to the end of the year if they drop like a choice pack for these daily moments. But as of right now, you won't be able to get him. He was on the 25th day, well, technically 25th point to get this ZACK Britton. But if you were lucky enough to get him, a very, very good card. He makes it to number 6 on our list. Could be actually in the top 5. We just don't have a big enough sample on this ZACK Britton just yet. Number 5 on this list is 95 overall Lee Smith. If I were just to be biased, if I was biased with this list, I would probably have Lee Smith in my top 3. Maybe number 2, maybe number 1. But today we're going to throw him into the number 5 spot. 103 hits per 9, 124 Ks per 9, 99 velo, 93 break, 99 home runs per 9. You can only get this card in the community market right now with 57,000 stubs. I believe he was a headliner. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he was a headliner earlier in the season. But that doesn't make sense, because if he was a headliner... No, he definitely was not a headliner, because otherwise we would be able to pull him out of the standard packs. But I don't remember where we got Lee Smith. Let me know if you remember where the Lee Smith came from. But right now, you can only get him in the market at 57,000 stubs. And that's actually a very, very good price on this card, because he's been one of my most dominant pitchers in ranked seasons. Look at that ERA. 0.41 ERA, 0.50 whip. In 22 innings pitched, he's gotten 35 strikeouts for me, and I use him a lot. I use him a lot in my games, and he just completely dominates. Getting into our number 4 spot is 95 overall Goose Gossage, Rich Gossage there. You can get this card by collecting all AL East Live Series cards. So you have to finish all the AL East teams, collect those cards, and collect the other cards that you get by finishing each and every one of those Live Series cards, and then you get the Goose Gossage. Let's actually go over that with you guys real quick, just in case you're not following along. So Live Series, all the AL East, which is right here. AL East, you need to pick up Posada, which means you got to finish up the Yanks, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Rays, and Orioles, and you have to collect all these cards that you got from all those teams by collecting those teams, and then throw them in here for this collection to pick up the Goose Gossage. But 119 hits per 9 and Ks per 9 on both sides there. 97 velo, 89 break, 4-seamer, slurve, sinker, and changeup. Good enough when you've got someone like Goose Gossage throwing those pitches. He really doesn't need a 5th pitch, because that's how dominant he is. Getting into our top 3 here, 97 overall Dennis Eckersley is your number 3. You can get this card in the market at 58,000 stubs. Otherwise, he was in the 3rd inning program, which we're going to be getting the 4th inning program here soon. So his price might go up a little bit. 106 hits per 9, 113 Ks per 9, base on balls per 9 at 107. Velo's a little bit lower, but that doesn't matter. His fastball still gets up there, 95, 96, 97, and breaks at 92. That slider's great, that sinker's great on this card, and the curveball is great on this card. And he's one of the higher overall relievers slash closers slash bullpen pitchers in MLB The Show right now. And he definitely is in the top 3 on a lot of your lists that when we asked who you liked on Twitter, and most of you guys had Dennis Eckersley in there. So down to our final 2. Our next guy finally comes back. We finally get this card again. It is 95 overall Rob Dibble. Yes, we picked him up, or we haven't even used him yet, but we picked him up. Four-seamer, slider, cut fastball. You need nothing else with this Rob Dibble. He just absolutely dominates. 71,000 stubs in the market. That's the only place you can get this card right now. He was in one of the kitchen sink packs. I think it was kitchen sink pack number 2, but I just don't remember. But otherwise, right now, he's only in the community market at 71,000 stubs. Here are his attributes: 108 hits per 9, 125 Ks per 9, 99 velo. He does have an outlier 1 quirk, so his four-seam fastball does reach 102 miles per hour. And if you've ever used this card in previous years, you just know how dominant this Rob Dibble is. And even better this year, since we can parallel these cards. Before we get into our number 1 on this list today, make sure you do leave a like on this video. And if you are new, don't forget to leave a subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss a video. But your number 1 reliever slash closer slash bullpen pitcher is none other than the 99 overall Mariano Rivera. Number 1 on almost every single one of your lists on Twitter. When we asked you guys, cut fastball, four-seamer, sinker, slider, changeup, every single pitch that we want in a pitcher, Mariano Rivera does have. You can only get this card once you finish his collection, which means you gotta collect all these vouchers right here. Well, you gotta collect 14 of those vouchers to finish up. You gotta collect all these, finish all these right here, basically. I only need 2 more, so I'm probably gonna get the awards done and the prospects done, and we can get Mariano Rivera. So 117 hits per 9, 111 Ks per 9, 106 base on balls per 9, 93 velo, 99 breaks. So absolute monster of a card. I can't wait to try him out and use him on my team, and the only 99 overall reliever that we have in MLB The Show right now. But there you have it. If you agree with this list, let me know. Who are your top 3? Name them down in the comments down below. And don't forget to check out my sponsors in the description, FanDuel and Advanced GG. Check them out. Use code Atrin and my links. Thank you all so much for watching today. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.